Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nuradmirah binti Azhar from Master of Science, Facilities Management, College of Built Environment, UiTM Shah. I am supervised by Dr. Elmi Iskandar bin Kaili. My presentation title is Strategy of Facility Management in Handling Defect in High-Rise Building Nusajaya. In this presentation, I will cover introduction, background of study, research problem, research aim, research objective and research questions, scope and limitation, the significance of research, research methodology, data analysis, findings, discussion and conclusions. First agenda is introduction. The demand for high-rise building in Nusajaya has increased for past 10 years due to paucity of land, in addition to rapid development of new city in Johor Bahru. The high-rise for residential, also known as strata building, consists of accessory parcel, provisional block, and common property such as corridors, lift, external walls, open space, and water tanks. Section 2 Strata Management Act 2013, Act 727, common property is a piece of land in the strata that is owned by two or more owners of parcel that does not include any specific subdivision of parcel. To ensure management of strata, residents are required to pay for a service charge to managing agent that appoint to be responsible for managing the facilities. Next is background of study. The high-rise buildings maintained by facility management to improve the quality of common area. According to previous study, government spent almost 1.9 billion on facility management in 5-year strategic plans to ensure the property are well managed. To maintain the property, it depends on the technologies installed in the building, the technique to repair, and the complexity of design. To be still relevant in the coming years, the facility management need to plan building maintenance management as a major activity to operate effectively. Thus, this study will provide a guideline in handling defect effectively in order to propose the strategy of building maintenance management to the organizations. Next is research problems. New Straits Times published one article in 2021 that showed the record of complaints received by commissioners of buildings. COB includes maintenance and damage to buildings, meeting and selection of management bodies, building administration and management, as well as financial issues. From the article, Johor is the third state that record the highest number of complaints in COB after Selangor and Federal Territories. There are numerous unresolved issues of maintenance in high-rise residential building and dissatisfaction among the residents due to insufficient FM's efforts to address them in ASEAN et al. 2020. Poor planning and defect management issues is the highest complaint from residents. Muhammad Nasrun, Nurul Azita, and Herman 2014 has quote from Ahmad Zawawi Kamaruzaman and SN 2009 that the incidents occurs in buildings and facilities because of bad service problems such as shoddy work, the implementation is not preferred, poor management, poor maintenance culture, and lack of work ethics. Research aim. The defect handling is one of the major issues related with facilities management. The aim of this research is to provide a guideline in handling the defect effectively. For research objective, in achieving the aims, several objectives are listed to accomplish. One is to identify the current issues of defect handling process at residential building. 2 is to determine the effective strategy of defect handling in building maintenance management. 3 is to propose the best strategy of building maintenance management. Next, research questions. To understand the facilities management involved in strategies, activities, and plans for retain the functionality of properties, there are three research questions that related to aim of the study. The first is, what is the current issues of handling defect at residential building? 2. What is the effective strategy of defect handling process in building maintenance management? 3. What is the best recommendation strategy for building maintenance management? What is the scope and limitation of study? It is to provide a guideline in handling defect building in Nusajaya. The study will concentrate for the buildings more than 5 years. The data of maintenance issues will be collected during the interview session with manager or executive of the building, while the maintenance team will go for survey form. However, the challenges of this study is the collection of data will be limited due to global virus COVID-19. In addition, strata building have unyielding security, so the researcher need to set an appointment to avoid miscommunication with the security guard. This slide for significance of study. Through this study, facility management company will be able to increase their trustworthiness to get new project by handling the defect of building successfully. This shows the manager or executive knowledgeable in the problem related to maintenance. They also have broad experience in profile. Yearly budget of the organization for the repairing work will be decreased and may allocate for other matters, while the resident has a safe and comfort environment of the building. We move to research methodology. In this research, I use mixed method methodology. Both have same procedures, which is start with identify the problem, data collection using secondary data, internet platform. Then, with advice from supervisor, the researcher decide to use mixed method for the primary data. For quantitative method, data collection is distributed to 34 respondents. The respondents are technicians from several high-rise buildings around Nusajaya. The analysis is using SPSS. The researcher used reliability analysis, descriptive analysis, ranking analysis, and Pearson correlation analysis. While qualitative data, the researcher interviewed 4 building managers. By using Atlas T9, the researcher can analyze arithmetic analysis easily. Both result with the compare and contrast using joint method to get the answer. Next, data analysis for quantitative data. For reliability analysis, since the value is 0.889 and 0.868 with 10 variables, it is a very good strength. The questions are acceptable and can be used for future analysis. For the ranking analysis, the table shows the top rank of 5 current issues of defect handling process with the mean of upper 4.0 that is critical defect. Next is the top 6 ranking analysis for effective strategy of defect handling process with a mean upper 4.0. This shows the respondent agree with the strategy of management when handle the defect. Last table is Pearson correlation analysis with high positive correlation. With the result, it is to be the strong correlations. Then, slide for data analysis qualitative method. The slide shows the thematic analysis from 4 interviewers. The left side is the thematic analysis of current issues of defect handling in high-rise building. The white color shapes is 3 themes that found during interview, which is type of defects, expenditure, and harm performance. The rest is sub-theme. For the right side is the effective strategy of high-rise building with 4 themes. The themes are statutory law, productive management, technical services, and advantage of system. The rest is sub-theme. Some of the sub-themes are linked to other. It shows it is strong point that raised up by the interviewer. What is the highlights in findings? From previous slides, we can see the variable is strong correlation and accepted to analysts. But the management is ineffective performance while delivered the service of defect handling. Policies and procedures is important to implement in handling issues. Technology is not valid for all sites. The discussion will be the first, The managing agents should recognize the type of defects and prepare the budget because the repetition defect is possible to occur. With this way, it can increase the effective performance of management. They also need to plan for emergency incident or future defects to be a productive management. Follow the law is compulsory for all the stakeholders. If the sites are not capable to use software, it can overcome by effective planning of management and organizations handle the building maintenance management. We can conclude that all the objectives are achieved. The first objective, what is the current issues of defect handling at residential building? The answer is the current issues when the repetition defects occurs at common area. It costs a lot of money to repair. It's supported by Lekarapa and Krobler in their articles 2022. Second objective, what is the effective strategy of defect handling process in building maintenance management? The effective strategy when the organization have planned maintenance with immediate action for defect occurs and well managed in documentation. It's support from Rizwan and Najib in 2011. The third objective, what is the best recommendation strategy in building maintenance management? This objective using joint method between qualitative and quantitative to be achieved. The best recommendation is the organization need to implement policies and procedures to deal with the defect issues and record system for building maintenance. The articles in 2009 from David and Hoffman. That's all from me. If you have any inquiries, you can contact using the address shown in the slides. Thank you for your time and hopefully these slides will help others to increase effective in managing defects. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.